Hare Krishna, everybody. Um, as you know that I have been posting videos on pure Krishna consciousness, and the main topic in pure Krishna consciousness is Supreme Brahman, and we can really understand the concept of Supreme Brahman and his identities very well if we follow the Srimad Bhagavatam introduction and the other important scriptures. Okay, and we need to remember one thing before going into this is I will be reading and explaining the introduction part of Srimad Bhagavatam, the first chapter, and I will also explain the philosophy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As you remember, I told you that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Uddhava, who was Shatrughna. So we should not forget what is pure Sanatana Dharma. Pure Sanatana Dharma is the basic, the foundation is family. The pure Sanatana Dharma starts with Lord Sri Rama's family. So everywhere, anywhere you see the family, he is the Supreme Lord, and his forms are protecting the families. That's why I have always been saying male living entities, Jivatmas, should become pure Vaishnava. And how they have been doing is there are so many beautiful and great details on how they have been protecting the pure Vaishnava families, and they are willing to protect everybody. And the only thing is dharmacharana, dharmartha kama moksha, right? So without dharmacharana, how can we achieve liberation, right? So this is very important, and let's start with the introduction, a continuation of the introduction. The author of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva, first offers his respectful obeisances unto the Param Satyam, absolute truth. And because the Param Satyam is the ultimate source of all energies, the Param Satyam is the Supreme Person. See, the Param Satyam is the Supreme Person. He is the source of all energies. And we are into beautiful surprise. I have been saying, and I'm actually only getting more and more evidence on this concept. Vishnu is two forms. The Supreme Brahman is of two forms. Vishnu himself is two forms, Lord Sri Rama and Lord Srinivasa. Lord Sri Rama, Lord Ranganatha is Jagannatha, Jagannatha is Lord Sri Rama. Lord Parameshwara is Vishwanatha, Vishwanatha is Srinivasa. Okay, they are the main Vishnu forms, and with them the expansion of the energies happened. Okay, let me go further. The gods or the controllers are the undoubtedly persons, but the Param Satyam, from whom the gods derive powers of control, is the Supreme Person. The Supreme Lords are all Supreme Controllers, but the main powers are actually derived from the Param Satyam, that is the Supreme Person, Supreme Brahman. And the Supreme Brahman, Supreme Person, is called Parameshwara. Here, see, Lord Sri Vyasadeva has been using the word Parameshwara all the time, or the Supreme Ishvara. Ishvara means a controller. Each and every term, the name that is used in Sanskritam is very, very specific, and each and every word means specific identity. of the Supreme Lords. So here the Parameshwara term is used. Supreme Ishvara, that is Supreme Controller, is the Supreme Conscious Personality. See, we should understand Supreme Conscious Personality. That means he is very, very conscious. He knows everything. And because he does not derive any power from any other source, he is supremely independent. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is given in the introduction itself that he is supremely independent and he is a source of all energies. We should remember this fact very, very clearly. And it is described that Brahma is also called the Supreme God, and he's called, but Srimad Bhagavatam confirms that even Brahma is not independent as far as knowledge and power are concerned. He received the knowledge in the form of the Vedas from the Supreme Person, who resides within the heart of every living being. Here, this is the introduction. There is no mention of that Hiranyagarbha, the identity of Brahma from the navel. No. Please let us just stick to pure consciousness, pure knowledge. That Supreme Personality knows everything directly and indirectly. Individual infinitesimal persons, that is the male Jivatmas, who are parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality, may know directly and indirectly everything about their bodies or external features, but the Supreme Personality knows everything about both his internal and external features. Okay, now let's see this. The words Janmadi Asya suggest that the source of all production, maintenance, and or destruction is the same Supreme Conscious Person. See, here again very clearly it's mentioned that Janmadi Asya, that means that all the production, maintenance, or destruction is the same Supreme Conscious Person. Even in our present experience, we can know that nothing is generated from inert matter, but inert matter can be generated from the living entity. For instance, by contact with the living entity, the material body develops into the working machine. Men with poor fund of knowledge mistake the bodily machinery to be the living being, but the fact is that the living being is the basis of the bodily machine. Bodily machine is useless as soon as the living spark is away from it. Similarly, the original source of all material energy is the Supreme Person. See that? Original source of all material energy is the Supreme Person. This fact is expressed in all Vedic literatures, and all the exponents of spiritual science have accepted this truth. The living force is called Brahman, and one of the greatest acharyas, namely Sripada Shankaracharya, has preached that Brahman is substance, whereas the cosmic world is category. He means that here the Brahman is the main substance. He is the main source of energy, and world is just a little is a part of it, part of him. The original source of all energies is the living force, and he is logically accepted as the Supreme Person. He is therefore conscious of everything past, present, and future, and also of each and every corner of his manifestations, both in material and spiritual. The material body is the machine which is working because of the living spark. What is the spark? I have been telling you that this we know from the Madhva philosophy, that Jivatma Paramatma are two. We cannot merge with the Paramatma. We always will be serving the Supreme Lords eternally after we get liberated. The Jivatmas, the male living entities, they get liberated and they serve the Supreme Lords eternally. That is what is called attaining the Supreme Abode. That is called as liberation. And you need to remember that the material body is working because of the spark. That spark means what? Light. Light is supreme, derived from the Supreme Conscious. That is from the sun planet. That is from the Supreme Brahman. What is that? So, Jivatma, we have our own identity, our own individual chromosomes. And the Paramatma is Lord Sri Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna is the representation of all the Supreme Lords. Each Supreme Lord is powerful Supreme Controller. They all derive the powers from the Supreme Brahman, Supreme Person, Absolute Truth. Everything is, they are all supremely powerful. Always please remember that. And the one, each and every Supreme Lord have immense, immeasurable powers and specific identities. They are all team, they really have this team spirit. They are they work as a team. That's very important. We should remember that. And so, what we need to remember is Paramatma, Lord Sri Krishna, is the representation of all the Vishnu forms as Paramatma inside the heart of the Jivatmas, male living entities. That means he is having the whole chromosome, whole genomic sequences of all the Vishnu forms together. That is why he is called Paramatma. So, and Jivatma, we have our own, the male living entities have their own identity, that is the chromosome, their own chromosome. Male living entities, XY, right? The sex chromosomes, male XY, female is XX. And we should remember that the male living entities have XY chromosome, and the whole package is there in their body. In the Jivatma, whole package is there, and the Paramatma is also there inside the heart. So this is what is called Jivatma, Paramatma. Paramatma is the representation of all the Supreme Lords, and with the he has the this in the Paramatma has the all the chromosomes of the all Supreme Lords, and the Jivatma individual. That's why he is called the individual spark, infinitesimal but individual spark. And let's continue further. An imperfect living being does not even know what is happening within his own personal body. He eats his food but does not know how this food is transformed into energy or how it sustains his body. When a living being is perfect, he is aware of everything that happens. And since the Supreme Person is all perfect, it is quite natural that he knows everything in all detail. Consequently, the perfect personality is addressed in the Srimad Bhagavatam as Vasudeva, or one who lives everywhere in full consciousness and in full possession of his complete energy. See, Vasudeva, just now I have been saying about the exact meaning of here. Lord Sri Krishna is Vasudeva, and he is the in full possession of his complete energy. That means all the genome network is present in Paramatma. Okay, now let's go more further in detail about what is the Supreme Person, and how they are actually. Let me show you about Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva refers to the inconceivable oneness and difference of the Supreme Person and his energies. See, this is absolutely great. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is Uddhava, is now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is explaining the Achintya means incomprehensible. You cannot, this is completely divine, completely transcendental, completely supremely powerful. Bheda means different but non-different. Tattva, this refers to the inconceivable oneness. Okay, oneness is there, and difference is also there of the Supreme Person and his energies. Did you see this? Supreme Person is the Supreme Brahman, and I told you that Supreme Brahman is two. That is, Vishnu, the main Vishnu himself, is two forms. That is a secret. And his energies. He didn't. Now he is saying that inconceivable oneness and difference of the Supreme Person and his energies. This is one of the key points of theistic philosophy taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As parts of God's energy, we are all equal in quality with God. But there is a vast difference in quantity. See? Do you see that? Even infinitesimal spark, that is the Jivatma, is also equal in quality with God, but difference in the quantity. That's why we have to serve the Supreme Lords eternally. This shows that the Jivatmas are the children of the Supreme Lords. See, they are, even in we as a family, we say that, oh, polikal ochai, that is he looks like his father, so similar to his father, he does this. Everywhere we see that. See, even here, that comparison comes from the topmost supreme abode, Vaikuntha. See, this is an example. Even here, they are showing the sun symbol. And as you see that, as parts of God's energy, we are also equal in quality with God. See, qualities. That means we are pure conscious beings. But there is vast difference in quantity. That's the only thing. Okay? And now, I hope you understood this. Supreme Brahman and his energies. Right? And now, even in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achintya Bheda philosophy, he mentioned the same concept. You can see that, right? Oneness, in inconceivable oneness, and difference at the same time. Difference is also there because they are energies from the same source. I will show you more details about this in here. Did you see this? Such a beautiful Seshnag, Ananta Sesha, on which Lord Sri Rama, Lord Vishnu is Virajman hai. So, what we need to learn from this is the key aspect that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mentioning in Achintya Bheda philosophy. Achintya definitely is Achintya because in this great, huge divine serpent form, not exactly this, but this is a pictorial representation. They are really the source of creation and maintenance, sustenance, management, and production, everything. They do this in this divine serpent form as well. And you can see that the main serpent is there, and there are different hoods, and that means the energies, okay, from the same source. Now let me show you this one. One sec, please. Here, see that the Brahma himself is saying, but the creation was not by Brahma, because beneath the cosmic oceans, Shesha emerged as a massive 1,000-headed serpent, supporting the entire weight of the universe on his hoods. The term Ananta means endless, or infinite symbol, symbolizing the vastness of Shesha's divine form. So did you see this? The Ananta Sesha is balancing the entire universe, not one earth. Inverse on all the hoods. That means based on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achintya Bheda philosophy, also we can see that all they are all different energies of the Supreme Person. They are all the supreme controllers of the different abodes. Excuse me. And let me take you to another concept of, I want to explain to you that Lord Vishnu is two forms, right? I've been telling this. We can see that even in our material world. Let me show you one thing. Identical twins. See, identical twins happens when a single egg is fertilized by a single sperm and then splits into two, creating two babies with the same genetic information. Same sex, they are the same sex, they are identical twins, and they carry the same genetic information. This is from the monozygotic twins. That is, one egg is split into two with one sperm. See, one sperm carries one Y chromosome. That is male. I mean, that is the main, actually, the true pure science, pure process is the single sperm carries one Y chromosome and enters the female egg. And what happens? Then splits into two, creating two babies from one. That is such a huge information. We really, from one Y chromosome. Did you see this? From one Y chromosome, we get two identical twins. One Y chromosome, we can take that as the Vishnu. He is two, right? Supreme Person is two. I can show you another example of that. In the case of identical twins, the sperm carries either X or Y. We have to talk about only the Y chromosome because the Jivatmas are missing. So we don't want that. So the pure science is, it's always been mainly the identical twins is Y chromosome, which determines the sex of the child before the fertilized egg splits into two. See that? And even here in the genomic website, the same is given. Identical twins called monozygotic twins result from the fertilization of single egg by a single sperm, with the fertilized egg then splitting into two. See this? Fertilized eggs splitting into two. Identical twins share the same genomes and always the... Did you see this? Same genome. Same sex, same genome, splitting into two. This is what is Supreme Brahman. Vishnu, two forms. This is just pure science, pure, absolutely brilliant. Absolute truth. We can still see this concept in the earth, but this is very, very rare. This is not nice. It's normal, actually. If you see in pure science, in pure Krishna consciousness, this is normal. But what's happening? Because of various irreligions, because of various different ways the dharma is molded, because of animal misuse, animal slaughter, because of infiltration by the demonic gods. I don't know where the jivatmas are going. And next concept. Uh, this is what I wanted to explain. Um, Same genome, same sex, two identical twins are born. This concept is being getting missed. We are People are happy that, oh, one son is born, first son is born. No, no, there's so much is missing, and we should not take it light. Dharma artha kama moksha. Dharma, see, the basic dharma, we should focus on specific details. We have all our great, absolutely powerful gods, pure and powerful gods in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lineage. Everybody, all the gods. You need obstacle remover. Lord Sri Arjuna is Vishwaksena. He is the most powerful Supreme Lord. He is always, very, very pure, and he takes care of all his devotees. He empowers the devotees. We have and then we have Sadashiva and his forms in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's worship. Lord Sri Rama himself is Nityananda Mahaprabhu. So we have a lot more secrets. We need our Jivatmas to be freed from the clutches of the irreligious gods. So please try to understand this, and just we just need to follow pure Krishna consciousness. I mean, I'm not forcing you this, I'm just presenting you with the details, and for future I will be presenting with more information. Thank you very much for your time. Please watch my previous videos and you will be able to understand this concept much better. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.